What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Unsolicited with Sam and Jordyn. I am Sam. This is Jordyn. We have had many tech issues today, but so happy to be back yet again after another eternity. Hello, Jordyn. How are you?
I am doing so well. I am just so happy to see you. Any of our visual watchers watching the episode on YouTube, please ignore the mess that is behind me. As you all know, I moved and then I got engaged and life has not slowed down for a second. So we still have a lot of unpacking to do, clearly. But I am just so excited to be back with Sam. And none of you guys know that was actually our second time doing it, which I think is like the first time we've ever actually done that. Normally we roll through everything, but it was that bad.
It was like it was so strange. Like the intro was odd, and then Jordyn said she heard noises coming from her computer. It was just, I don't know what's going on. I have like weird like zebra stripes on my camera too. I don't know how to get rid of those, but even when I switch to my laptop camera, they're there. So I don't know.
You know, we're here and we're living.
This. Is it this?
It probably is. It is.
Wow, look at how dark I am though. Can I leave it like this for today?
Yeah. Let's do a low production episode of Unsolicited.
No, for real, because Sam didn't do her hair. Jordyn just watched me put cream and mascara on because I was like, I have no energy. It's been...
Guys, this is my backdrop. I can't even use my mic today. So we're here and we're together. And if you stick around towards the end of the show, you will know that me and Sam will be together this weekend.
Heck yeah, we are. Reading retreat. I'm so freaking excited. But yeah, we're going to talk about that a little bit later. But what's been going on? I mean, literally, like, we've kept in touch very, very, like, minimally. Like, we've been talking, but not nearly as much as we normally do. Yes. I feel like I'm so out of the loop.
There's really nothing going on other than life right now. I went to Texas Roadhouse on Saturday.
I love Texas Roadhouse.
I love Texas Roadhouse, and that has become my birthday tradition with my friends. So I went, got my rolls, absolutely fantastic. And then literally we're like redoing the whole kitchen area right now. So we have like cabinets delivered, and there's just boxes and boxes everywhere I turn. There are more and more boxes, but we're getting there. And other than that, you're the one that has been on a world tour right now. Guys, Sam was at the women's national, not even the national, the Final Four.
Oh my God.
Let's watch it all.
It literally was such an experience. I'd never had the chance to do something like that before. And thankfully through work, they were able to send me, and it was like, because I've only, the live things that I've experienced so far, apart from like the Super Bowl, have been pretty low scale, or local. So like this was the first thing that wasn't the Super Bowl that I was going to. It like crazy. I've also never experienced like women's sports at that level before. Totally different ball game. Like so insane how, first of all, there were so many people there, which is in and of itself incredible that many people are showing up for women's sports. Everyone had their freaking, the Together shirts that say everyone watches women's sports.
Yes.
Everyone had them on. Like, it was so cute. I felt like I was in like a little club, but like it expanded over an entire city. Like, bananas.
Even watching from home, I literally looked over at Brian and I was like, you don't understand how cool it is to see like this stadium full of people just all supporting women's sports. And then to make it better, we're watching the game and I'm literally looking and I go, that's Sam. And I can see, this is the championship game, mind you. I see her and I look at Brian and I go, that's Sam. And he goes, how do you know? How can you tell? And I said, she's the only person there going like this, invested in the game 100%. And then also I look over, I'm like, maybe it's not, but I knew the outfit you were wearing. I was like, that's definitely Sam. It was
Yes.
so quick. And then all of a sudden it like stopped. And all of a sudden I see this. And I said, that's Sam. And she's texting or taking a picture of Paige Beckers right now. And then I posted on my Instagram story, please send me any picture you just took a Paige. And I immediately, proof for the viewers.
Yes. I took so many good pictures of Paige Becker. I took a lot of really cool pictures of everybody that day, but and at the Final Four as well. But
immediate. Literally immediately.
So we had the absolute insane opportunity to be courtside on like the media sidelines, which was insane. And when you're in the media too, like you're not supposed to obviously be watching the game as a fan, you're watching the game as a media member. So I was holding it together for most of it, but like, oh my God, there were so many times where I was sitting there and I just like have my hands over my mouth and I'm like, so I was with my coworker Meg, and who is also very into basketball, like, you know, very reactive. And there's a clip and it was posted by ESPN and I saw us in the background and we're both have our hands over our mouths and I think it must have been Paige hitting a three or like something crazy and you just see both of our heads like whip towards each other and like make like a oh my God face, like hilarious that like that was like all caught on freaking national television. But yes,
I think that social media managers, producers, anyone gets exempt from the be very put together at, because I get it. Like the reporters, obviously, like you're writing, you have to be unbiased for the most part, or you're very opinionated, you don't get attached. Social media, we bring the vibes. Like that's literally what we're there for.
Yeah, legit. Literally, things were so much. There were so many social media managers around who you could find them in a crowd. They all have the same like distinct look to be like, gotta get the content. And like they all have their phones in their hands, like the chargers coming out of their backpacks for like the portable chargers. Oh my God. And anytime like somebody walks by, they're like, and like it's so easy to spot a social media manager. But yeah, it was so sick. And obviously we had full media, you know, entries and everything. So like we got to see everything. I went to all the pressers and I got to go into the locker rooms and talk to the players in the locker rooms. And like seriously, one of the cooler experiences of my life. I think it was just because it was women's sports and this is the turning of the page now, you know, like
Sam,
people are interested. What?
You got to witness Paige's last game as a UConn Husky forever.
Forever.
Like, you were there.
Like, just even the fact that I had the opportunity to see Dawn Staley coach in front of me, like, that woman is a goddamn legend. Like, and Coach Gino on the UConn side too, like him and Paige being together, like everyone's talking about obviously like Diana Taurasi and like him, like they were at UConn together too. And it's like she's now retired. Like this is legit the next generation in another 20 years. Like I literally put it on my TikTok and my caption was like, I get to tell my kids that I saw Paige Beckers cut down the nets.
Yep.
Fucking insane. Just absolutely insane.
Literally insane. Also, I think it's so funny that we could give less of a shit about the men's tournament other than the fact that my Florida Gators are national champions. And I want to say, this is my year. Like, you're telling me the Eagles win the Super Bowl, I get engaged, and then in the same weekend, I get to watch Paige and UConn be crowned national champions. Then the Florida Gators are national champions. Like, bring it on. I'm not tired of it. I appreciate them all and love them all. And I'm having so much fun. Like, my teams are just winning. The Phillies just won the series against the Dodgers.
Yeah, I was just going to say, like, watch the Phillies. They're on the ups now, too.
Sixers don't count. They're who are the Philadelphia 76ers?
I've never heard of them, actually.
Never, not once. Yeah, no. Great times. Great times to be Jordyn.
For real. It's been such a Jordyn year. This should have been the year you turned 23.
I did not have a Jordyn year the year I turned 23. 27, 26, 27. I'll have my Jordan year.
Do you know I legit just like saw a TikTok that said that your life starts when you turn 27?
No, like I feel that. And
Yeah.
we talked about it. I'm so excited to turn 30. And I
Yes.
said it to my friends. I was like, you all will finally let me be. Like,
Yes, legitimately.
because right now there's still the expectation. They're like, oh, we're in our mid-20s. Like, come out.
You're in
And
your late 20s, baby.
no, thank you. Thank you. I'm closer to 30 than 21.
Yeah.
We're basically 30.
Yeah. You're
Which
in your
means
late 20s, babe.
in bed at 10:30, locking the door always and not leaving.
I will say, in Tampa, usually like Super Bowl week, I guess, is a different piece because like everyone's going out every night because every single member of the media that is imaginable is at the Super Bowl. But I went into this tournament not really expecting like what the vibes were, and they did have a media party. I didn't go to it because I legitimately was like, I have no energy. I don't want to go. Like, anytime I came home, I didn't like sit down in a restaurant at all. We took everything out or like we were sitting working, like did not do a single anything. Like no alcohol touched my lips. I was straight up just like a person working in Tampa, Florida.
Well, yes, because also working live events is one of the most intense, exhausting, draining experiences ever. And especially when it's like a weekend like that on top, like it's not like you're driving locally, like you're traveling to get there. That's a lot.
Yeah. And it wasn't even like
Simply, yeah, I don't remember what sleep feels like.
yeah, no, I was just legitimately like, oh my God. I would, and the thing is too, I was like getting into bed at like 9 o'clock and I would be staring at the ceiling and I'm like, I can't fall asleep because I'd be like so like amped, but I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm so tired. How does this like make sense? But the other funny thing that happened in Tampa, so obviously up here it's getting a little chilly, but it was 90 degrees down in Florida. And on championship Sunday, I guess, like that day of the national championship, I had to camp out at the red carpet to get everybody walking in. And I got a sunburn, and it's legitimately just on my arms. It's this side is not as bad. This side's already tan, actually.
Yeah.
But this side was the sun was like this way. So it cut me all here. And I was literally while I was standing in the sun, I was like, I'm getting a sunburn. I could feel it. I can feel it. And thankfully I had SPF makeup on, so my face is okay. But I was wearing a sweater, like a sleeveless sweater. I have sweat dripping down my back. And I'm like, this is all just to get a 1 minute video of people walking by me.
Yeah.
But you know what? It
You
was all
got
for
it.
the content. It was all for the content.
It's all for the content. Do it for the content.
I'm just taking this as my base tan on just my arms.
Absolutely. As you should.
I just want it to be warm so bad now that I've had the taste of it. I need
I
it.
need it.
Like
I
I
want to
just
drive with my windows down and wear, you know what the best feeling ever is? When you
hmm.
wear like a light sweater with shorts.
Oh,
Like, I love that energy.
it's so good. Any long sleeves with the shorts combo in any aspect of it is so good. Like the idea of a cool summer's night walking on the beach with like a like light sweatshirt and like your little denim cutoffs and like running around the sand with your bare feet is like probably my top best feeling in the
Yeah.
entire world.
Yeah.
That is my favorite, absolute favorite feeling of all time.
That's what I'm going to miss on this upcoming reading retreat because last time we were there, it was warm. We got to sit outside.
I
Like,
know, yeah. And we got lucky too because it was like September
yes. And
and
it
it
was
just
still,
happened.
yeah.
No, it's gonna be a little chilly this weekend, but maybe there's 6 of us this time. Maybe the 6 of us can figure out how to make a fire. Take a
I
minute.
I think we can do it.
I think we can too. It's just a matter of if we want to, like the actual feeling of being like doing it. I think we'd be capable. I don't know if we're gonna want to do it.
Also, last time we made s'mores on the stove.
We did
Wait, I
s'mores.
said snores.
Yeah,
S'mores.
I know what you meant.
Thank you.
We did. We made s'mores on the stove, and then we sat in front of our fireplace that was, like, blocked off and,
Yes.
like, pretended that we had made our s'mores there, and we took that one
It looks
picture
like
of
a gas fireplace too.
I know, right? Like, that was just a magical place because it was warm outside, yet we could turn the fireplace on and we weren't hot inside. I did not understand the physics of that place, but I think there was something really magical about it.
It was. It
It was
was.
really special.
And I'm just as excited for this trip, but I'm getting ahead of ourselves.
Yes, we are.
Because before we move on to books and life, we have more women's basketball to talk about because we have the WNBA draft. Sam, you're also going to the WNBA draft.
Suddenly, I'm like within the women's basketball space. Like,
You
I'm
are.
like, it literally is like, and the thing is too, like, like when, because we know this because of football, it's like when when things are going to happen, you have like instincts about it, like that kind of thing is suddenly happening to me within the WNBA because it's happened twice now. The day that Diana Taurasi retired, I was like, at work, I was like, we need a video prepped and ready for this. It's going to happen soon. And they were like, yeah. And we literally did it. And as I was editing it, the news dropped, which was crazy.
That's
Then,
insane.
well, nobody saw the girl from Notre Dame, Olivia Miles, leaving and going into the transfer portal. But I literally said, I was like, she's going to go to TCU. Today, she literally committed to TCU. And I was like, how do I know that?
Yes.
Like, where is this like weird knowledge in the back of my brain coming from?
No, I feel that so hard. And Brian can attest. Literally, we were sitting on the couch the other day and he goes, what WNBA team do you think would win the finals? And I said, Indiana Fever. Like, they're definitely the hot favorite this year. And I went on a whole tangent about like how they became the favorite because I was like, they drafted Caitlin Clark when they sucked, and you don't expect one person to come in and kind of reshape the whole organization. But that's exactly what she did. And now every single one of their games this year is going to be nationally televised. And And then I started going on. I was like, they added the Valkyries, and Kate Martin got traded to the Valkyries when she was drafted by. And he was like, I didn't know you knew all this. And I was like, transparently, I didn't either. Like, it's
comes
just
out. No, straight up. And like my boss asked me on Sunday, he goes,
I'm so sorry.
No, you're good.
I'm sitting on the couch. This was after this conversation. I said, I don't know what to tell you. I just love women.
Yeah. I think I forgot who I was talking to. I think it was Catherine. And I was like, because we were talking about women's basketball and like she was asking me questions about it and things like that because she's not a sports girly. And I was like, yeah. And then there's Paige Beckers. And she goes, I've heard of Paige Beckers. I was like, yes, like she is like this very well-known women's basketball player. And she was like, oh yeah, like, and she's got like, she's kind of like got that vibe and like everyone likes her. I was like, Catherine, Jordyn would, if Paige Beckers came up to Jordyn, looked at the engagement ring on her hand and said, take that off and marry me instead, she would say yes.
Don't let Brian. Brian's in the living room.
Brian!
No, we could have the happiest throuple of all time with Paige. Like, we would live happily ever after.
No, but literally, I was like, that's how much.
That's my girlfriend. That's literally my girlfriend.
Jordyn loves Paige Beckers.
Yeah, I do, and I'll tell anyone who
should.
As I should.
Yeah,
Who doesn't love Paige?
I mean, that's the thing too. It's like I also like.
I was like, I know you.
Yeah. It was definitely a hold it together because you're at work moment, but like seeing her physically for the first time, I was sitting there and I was like, you're Paige Beckers.
Yeah.
Like I have seen every clip of you under the sun.
Yep.
On TikTok. Like, girl, this is crazy.
I've contributed to 1.7 million of an edit of you that has 1.8 million views. So,
but yeah, so obviously Paige is going to be heading to the draft this year, and it'll be super cool to be able to like actually sit and chit chat with her for a bit.
Yeah, she was there last year to support everybody, but she obviously was still in college.
Yes, she was there supporting. It was Aaliyah Edwards and Nika Mule were the two like top UConn ladies going in the draft last year. But yeah, I'm just this draft is going to be monumental.
It is.
Like last year was like just the jumping off point, I think.
Funny you mentioned that.
Yeah.
I there's a narrative going around right now that I've seen a few different accounts post about, and they're talking about the Final Four viewers from last year compared to this year. And they're like comparing it, like last year's was significantly higher, 10.8 million compared to 3.9 million this year. Still insane. 3.8 million for, and everyone's saying the Caitlin Clark effect. This is why Caitlin's better than Paige. And I'm like, we can't make this a Caitlin versus Paige thing, because also we have to remember, like, yes, did Caitlin Clark, was she the voice and the player that kind of amplified everything? Yes, but everyone got sucked in last year for so many reasons. All of those reasons are now in the WNBA. So like this is a new pool. People are watching for Paige. There's so much young talent that we just aren't attached to or aren't as big of names yet. And obviously Juju was also hurt. So that doesn't help the situation at all. But I just didn't like that it was becoming like a Caitlin versus Paige narrative, because I don't think that's what's going on here at all.
I think that that's just the way the stories get twisted into that, because then it's, that now everyone is going to say that people that don't like Caitlin Clark are going to use this national championship that Paige has over Caitlin for the rest of her career, unfortunately. Like, that's the downside of it.
1,000,000%. And also, I have Caitlin Clark's Iowa jersey hanging in my closet right here. Like, I love them both.
Yeah.
Just, again, everyone just loves women. Let's just love all the women.
Yes. But it's just the way, these sports stories always end up going. They pit the players against each other, and it's just kind of the way the world works. But yeah,
I wish the Philadelphia 76ers could draft Paige. We need her.
Maybe there could be history made.
Imagine Paige and Jared McCain on the same basketball team. Vibes would, and Tyrese Maxey, like the vibes would be so high.
I mean, yeah, you're not lying. That would be crazy. So crazy. But yeah, nonetheless, the draft class as a whole is just going to be so crazy. And Olivia Miles is also not going into the draft this year, which caused this huge freaking like wave of craziness, because she was supposed to be like the second overall pick. And I'm actually, so I was talking to a coworker about this, and so there's a bit of politics going on within this that I think they're all connected. Not bad politics, more like I'll explain. Okay. So Olivia Miles goes to Notre Dame, which is obviously a Catholic school, right? And then her counterpart to that team was Hannah Hidalgo. And she was like, it was always Olivia and Hannah and Olivia. Like, those were the two. Mm-hmm. Obviously, Olivia comes out. She says, not going to the draft, and I'm transferring. Many, many months ago, and again, I was told this by my coworker, Meg, who was down in Tampa with me, Hannah Hidalgo had put something up on her Instagram story about how she believes that homosexuality is a sin. And it's like, okay, that's what you believe. Mm-hmm. Go off on your merry way. But obviously, as a person in the spotlight, people are going to talk about that. And there was nothing that was ever said that from Hannah saying like, like a statement, because like, again, it shouldn't be like a whole thing, but it is.
Yeah.
And she never came out and said anything about it. So everybody was just like, you are literally in a sport that is like basically predominantly queer. It's just like the way the world is at least in the women's basketball space, right? And they were like, you are going to have people that you're going to be playing up against. Like, this is like a very connected thing.
Yes.
And people are saying that Olivia possibly was trying to dip out of that team due to some maybe cross, like not really matching up in terms of morals and things like that.
That makes a ton of sense. And also, like, even taking it one step further, like Olivia could be like, listen, like, you have your beliefs, I have mine, but also like members on the team, like that could just totally change team morale, especially with how fundamental they were. And if she's like, listen, I want one more year of college before I go to the draft, I want it to be good. I don't want to deal with off the court drama. Like,
Yeah,
that's entirely valid.
it
But
is.
and that honestly makes more sense because nobody saw the transfer coming.
Yes, and apparently this isn't the first time she's tried to transfer out. So there was another time I think maybe there was talks of it and then it didn't come into fruition. But this one,
She said, "I got my out. See ya."
but you know what's interesting though? It's like TCU is Texas Christian University.
I know. I
Like
know.
I get basketball wise, I get it. School wise, it really isn't that big of a change. But and also I don't know what Olivia Miles's like beliefs are, and I don't know what her religion is. Like for all I know, you know, she wants to stay within a Catholic or a Christian university. I just want to go on the record there. I'm not familiar and I'm not, I don't know enough about that. This is just things that were in the ether,
Yes.
So nobody just start like coming at me about Olivia Miles. My landline is ringing.
Someone's coming at you about Olivia Miles.
Literally every time our freaking landline rings, the only reason why we still have it is just to have it. Our landline rings and it's literally always a person that's just like, "We're here to talk to you about your loans." And we're
Yep.
like, "What loans, sir? We
Yep.
have no loans." Or they call and they're just like, "Please call us back. Like your loan's about to expire or something." And I'm like, "What are you saying right now?"
I got a text from an iCloud email that said, "Your Easy Pass bill is due. If you don't pay it, you will lose your license." And I said, "You can't be a little smarter than this." Like,
Because Easy Pass can take your license away from you, right?
right,
Oh my god.
right.
No, what is with the toll scam? Because I've gotten so many messages about that that's like, "You have to pay your toll."
Yes. The first few I got scared. I was like, "Oh shit." And also it was crazy timing because I had just re-signed up for Easy Pass. So I'm like, they're after me. I already signed up. Like
How
it's
did I do this?
I've gone through literally 6 tolls and they're taking my license away. And but then it was like a little sketch, like they gave links, but they weren't clickable. So I said, okay, okay. And I fall in for many scams in my life. So I said, I'm going to take initiative here. If they're really trying to take my license away, someone will call me. Like someone will do something. And
Well,
when I
that's
got
always the
another
thing.
one from a different phone number with a different amount of money, and then I got the iCloud one, and I said, this is a scam.
That's the thing too, it's like a place will never reach out to you via a phone call or a text, like, everything will come in the mail, no
Yes.
matter what. Like, that's how you know it's true. So, like, scam mail, maybe when one day we'll graduate to scam mail, and then we'll really be in the shit, but to phone, texts, all that, none of it's real.
No.
And that
Nothing's real.
and that's just our fun public service announcement over here at Unsolicited. Don't fall for the scams, because it's not good.
Yep. No, if you were getting text that they're taking your license away, I promise they're not. Um, and you're safe. And
Yeah,
don't give anybody money.
yes, never give people money. We have an older crowd watching too. Never fall for anything, 'cause they always target
Oh,
the old people.
my poor mother is so bad with the AI.
No!
She's so bad. She has fallen for Travis Kelce retiring, coaches in press conferences saying the most absurd thing ever, and it's all AI. And granted, it looks very real. Like I completely get it, but I know I'm nervous about all the parents on Facebook with the AI going around because they're
Wait,
just going to start spreading the most absurd rumors of all time.
I fell for the AI press conference one too. Do you remember I
Sean
sent it to
McVay?
you? What?
Was it Sean McVay? That was
No, it was, Nick Bosa. Remember I
oh,
messaged you
yes.
and I sent it to you and I was just like, "Do you think he actually said this?" And you were like, "No."
No, it was AI. It's okay because you literally texted me on April Fool's Day and said, "Stay off Twitter, be safe, love you."
Yes,
And I still was like, "Oh my God, Brian, Tiger's playing in the Masters." And he was
yeah.
like, "No, he's not. No, he's literally not. He would need a whole new leg." Like,
Well, I did get fooled. I got on April Fool's Day on Twitter because I saw a tweet about, what was his name? Oh, Hunter Dickinson. He was a college basketball player from somewhere. I forget. And he like he's on the older side of a college player, and everyone was just assuming, okay, like he's either going to the draft or he's just going to stop playing basketball. And I saw like a tweet that said he was going into the transfer portal, and I was like, I sent it to my to my work chat. I was like, guys, this is absurd. And my boss was like, no, Sam, no. And I was like, damn it, why are people making fake tweets about freaking Hunter Dickinson of all people?
Right, right. It's okay. Nothing will ever top me announcing to our entire
Kansas.
tech startup company of brilliant Ivy League scholars that Lamar Jackson was going to the Giants. And it was like an Adam Shifter account.
Oh, that was so funny. I remember like glancing at you too. I'm like, Jordyn, that cannot be. That physically is not real.
It wasn't. I
I
promise.
I heard it and I was like, that's cannot be right.
Yeah.
That'd be too good for the Giants. That would never happen. Never in a
Yeah.
million years.
Yeah, I gotta get better at that. I gotta
We're
take
getting there, I think.
we're getting so much better. We're getting so much better.
I think even if it does get you, you at least always send it to me first.
Yes.
And you're like, look at this. And I'm like, no. And then
Yeah.
you're like, okay, got it.
Also, we have a fun task that I need help with.
Oh, yes.
That is book related.
Yes. All right. I guess we can get into a bit of our reading retreat stuff now. Don't tell me those are all new. Tell me that you've had those.
Sam, I took a $50 gift card to Barnes and Noble, and I still ended up paying $130. Some of them are new. Some I did not need to buy one book. I bought about 12. Yeah, it's bad. So I'll start with the ones that I already had that probably would have been entirely sufficient.
Okay.
I'm literally Santa, the Barnes and Noble book lady. Okay. Coming up for context, guys. I asked Sam this. I didn't ask you guys. I have way too many books in this bag. We're going on a reading retreat from Thursday evening until Sunday morning. Brian literally looked at me before the podcast episode as I'm carrying all my books in here, and he goes, there's never been a weekend where I've seen you read more than one book. Why do you have to bring this duffel bag? And I said,
because it's a retreat. That's all we're going to be doing is reading.
And now we're on stimulants. We weren't the last time. So coming up, option number one, this one that I panic bought because I needed to read it immediately, about 2 months ago, still hasn't gotten read. God of the Woods.
Okay, wait. Before you keep going, how many books do you want to bring with you?
Like 6.
Okay, I was going to say 5 or 6 is probably your... Okay, so we're trying to get half of these books out. Okay.
Yes.
Carry on.
Okay, so the God of the Woods, very new. I've heard very positive things about it. It's like a murder mystery vibe.
Yes, Pyle.
I think this comes. Okay. This one, I think, is a no. I think there are better options.
What is that?
The House in the Jerusalem Sea.
That seems like there's a lot of big words.
Yeah.
I vote no.
I've had it for a while. I very much want to read it. I've heard very good things, but I just don't think it fits the vibe. Ooh, good one.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Kristen Hanna, The Great Alone. I have yet to read a Kristen Hanna book, and everything I hear is that they're fantastic. And I want something that's going to hurt because I'm still recovering from Sunrise on the Reaping. And I just think this would hurt.
Okay. I like it.
This is in the maybe pile for right now.
Okay.
Oh, I bought a second Kristen Hanna book and I didn't even know it. So we have another one.
Okay. We could probably bring only one Kristen Hanna book. And I think you should bring The Great Alone.
The Great Alone? Okay. Done. Oh, we're doing so well.
So good.
This is one that Kat messaged me about. She said this was a 5-star read. What's it called? Ink Blood Sister Scribe.
Oh, yes. She was telling me about this as well.
Okay.
I don't know. I've never read it, so I don't know.
It literally, I was walking through the fantasy section. I said, that book has been on my Goodreads for a very long time, so I just bought it. All right, so this will stay a maybe for right now.
Okay.
I do appreciate a recommendation from Kat, though, because everything that she's ever recommended me, I've loved. So if this is a 5-star read for her, then
yes. And I
I'm
think
gonna
Kat has very high expectations, especially because she works within the book space.
Yes.
So
this one, I almost made it out of Barnes & Noble alive, but this book was literally just too pretty. Look how gorgeous it is.
Ooh. Oh, I love the sprayed edges. Wait, I think Catherine has that book too.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe.
Heard I Goodreads it before I purchased, because obviously it's a hardback. I was like, before I spend more than $20 on it, is it good? And it had over 4 stars on Goodreads. And apparently this author, Costanza Casati, I probably butchered that. But apparently she's written a lot of very good Greek mythology. And they said like up there with Song of Achilles, Circe vibes. So
yes.
And Kings Fall, Queens Rise.
Oh,
come on.
I vote yes.
All right. And then I bought the entire trilogy for V.E. Schwab.
So actually, like I said, well, I don't know if I said it on the show, but I saw Erin a little bit ago, who's also coming on a reading retreat with us. She's bringing that.
This series?
Yeah, so she told me she was like, I just got a series. It's like VB Swoob. And I was like, V.E. Schwab? And she was like, yes. And I was like, and I pointed out, because I have The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. And I was like, I have this book and like I've been trying to read it for so long. I listened to like the first hour or two of the audiobook. So like I got the vibes and like I want to read it, but I just haven't taken the plunge. And she was like, oh, okay. And she was like, yeah, I think I'm bringing this trilogy. And I was like, literally, Jordyn loves The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I was like, I bet you any amount of money that trilogy is probably phenomenal.
Yes. And I read reviews that said like same kind of emotional attachment to the characters. Okay, well, if Erin's reading this there, then I have to bring it, right?
I think also, are we counting the trilogy as one book?
Yeah, it's all in one box.
It's still the plastic's still on it.
The plastic's literally still on it. So right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the yes, 1 in the maybe, and 3 to go. So let's see where we're at. Okay. I think I can comfortably leave all of these.
Okay.
So chemistry, which I'm dying to read, but just doesn't feel like a reading retreat. This feels like a summer by the pool read.
Got you.
This one I've heard incredible things about. I'm very interested in The Midnight Library.
Ooh.
Which is like, I'm pretty sure it's like a fantasy element. And then this is the Christie affair in Reese's Book Club.
Oh. Honestly, out of all those, The Midnight Library sounds the most interesting to me. But that's just me.
Fine, I'll bring it. I'd rather have too many. And then that way, if anyone wants to borrow one.
For sure.
Okay. I think I like my selections. Thank you all for playing my book game.
Yes, Jordyn was like, I sent her like my pile that I'm planning on bringing with me, and Jordyn was like, "Oh, I have 13 books." Like, and I was like, "Yeah, we'll narrow that down.
Yes.
We'll get it down."
All right. So the final selection is the Shades of Magic series by V.E. Schwab. Me and Erin are gonna have a blast. Erin will probably finish the entire series before I'm done book 1.
I'm literally crying.
It's so true. We're bringing the pretty one, just because she's pretty, and then we're going to bring the Woods, creepy in the woods, The Great Alone, and then The Midnight Library.
Perfect. How did that happen?
Call me the Midnight Baba.
Yeah.
Who do you think cuts your hair?
Are you almost done with our assigned book?
I will be done by the time I leave Thursday.
Okay. I'm about I sat down, so my plane was slightly delayed yesterday. So I read for a solid like 4 or 5 hours. So I got about halfway through it.
Good.
So
I think I'm at like in between 50 and 60%. So I'm there.
okay. Yeah, I'm like probably right at the 50% mark.
Oh my God, I want to talk to you about it so bad, but I want to save it for
A
the
retreat.
retreat.
I know, yeah. And okay, so putting again into context yet again where how fast Erin reads. Erin finished our assigned book for the retreat, liked it, went out, bought the second book in the series, and has now finished it. So she's already an entire book ahead of us in this series.
Perfect.
And she said it was really good. So I told her, I was like, I'll probably have to borrow it from you sometime in like 50 years.
No, literally. There are too many books on the agenda. Also, I got a text from Sam today that said, please confirm this reading order. And it was Throne of Glass. So is that what you're starting with? Or are you reading other things first before jumping into Throne of Glass while we're there?
So like just based off of size, Throne of Glass is the smallest book in my pile. So I think once I'm done with Empire of Shadows, I do think I'm gonna jump into Throne of Glass. Erin told me, she was like, if you start with that, odds are you're not gonna want to read anything else. Yeah. And I said that's a fair assessment. So I'm gonna feel it out when I get there. If I don't read Throne of Glass first, I'm gonna read Fearless first because that came in today. And I'm so excited. But the only thing is that it's almost 600 pages. It's a big book, which is shocking because Powerless and Reckless were not that big. So,
geez, do you know how many books are projected to be in that series? Is it a trilogy or is there going to be more?
So that's the thing. I think this might be the last book.
If it's the last book, I would honestly say,
yeah, it's just
that
3 books.
Finish off the series and then jump into Throne of Glass, and then you can totally immerse yourself.
3 books published in this universe already, and 2 more on the way. First book of Powerless. Wait, this might be old because there's a one-off called Powerful that just has to do with like a secondary character.
Okay.
And I am not that interested in it, so I'm not including that. So I don't know if there's going to be another one-off, but that Fearless is like the last book. Because not many books are 4 books, right? That's like an odd number.
Fearless. Yeah, I feel like it's usually like 3 or 8.
I mean, and the fact that this book is really big, I think it's the last book, at least in the original trilogy, which the way that Reckless ended too was so crazy. Like, I can't believe I read Reckless literally this year. I read it in January. So it's like, oh my God. I'm like so excited, but also, yeah, I might need to just start with Fearless, especially because Erin's Fearless book hasn't come in yet. So it came out today. Like the book came out today, so it arrived at my doorstep today because I pre-ordered it.
It's a beautiful book, may I add.
It's stunning, right? It's all the way over there, but it is so pretty. But I'm like tempted that like hopefully Erin's book arrives after we leave for the reading retreat, so then I can get a head start on it and probably finish it before she even starts it, which would make me so happy.
You know, I'm just so excited for this weekend, and I want to read so many books.
Yes, we're gonna read so many books. We're gonna make. I was again talking to Erin, and we're gonna do remember last time we did like a little menu.
Yes.
Where we did like we picked every day what we were gonna have for dinner, and we went to the grocery store and like went and got everything. I think we're gonna do that again because that worked out really well for us. We didn't have to worry about like ordering or
if I can cook anything, let me know because I'm so down.
Yeah, because I think it'll be. Plus, it was fun. Like it was like one night we had like tacos. Like one night somebody and all of us. Like, God, a woman-led society would be so good. We literally each automatically picked a dish. Then each of us like we didn't even talk about it.
No.
It just happened. Like each different person would cook every night. One person would cook in the morning. One person would cook in the evening. This was not discussed. It just happened, and we would all sit together at the table and we'd eat our dinner. I kid you not. It was so peaceful.
We went to the grocery store for the entire weekend, each spent $80 on food and alcohol combined, and had the perfect amount of food for the entire weekend. Like,
no, legitimately like killed it. We did such a good job, and we're gonna do it again. But
yes.
again, yeah, we're 6 people this time. We were 5 last time, and now my cousin's girlfriend Sam is coming with us, which I'm very excited about because she's another big reader,
Yes.
and the dynamic is gonna be exactly the same. It would just be like hours of complete silence, and someone would like pick their head up and they'd be like, "Is anybody hungry?" And like everyone would like pick their heads up from their book. They'd be like, "Yeah." And then
Yep.
that's when we would like have our little mingle time. And then it was like then we'd eat and we'd like mingle, mingle, mingle. And then like the evening would come and we'd turn like a movie on the TV and then we would sit down and
Yep.
put our heads down in our books again.
For-
Perfect.
I was gonna say something in one ear and out the other. I don't know.
I love how both of us have like the sun going down throughout this episode. So like you see Jordan's background getting darker. I have a light, but there's no other lights on in this house right now. I'm literally sitting in front of a ring light.
I don't even have a light in this room.
Yeah.
So there are no overhead lights. There's the tiniest little lamp ever that I know isn't plugged in right now, and I don't even think would do much. So
We're chasing the light right now.
we literally are. We are running straight into a cave.
Oh my god, so funny. But yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. And plus, of course, Jordan and I get to see each other again.
Dude, we
Third
get
time
another.
this year.
Yes, and also coming up is the NFL draft.
Which
Like,
means I'm gonna see you again sometime this month.
yes, and like me and Sam, we've been having a very good 2 years in terms of hanging out, which is the greatest thing
You're doing
ever.
a good job. Yeah, literally, I think when we first apart from the fact that COVID happened, right? So we couldn't physically see each other. I think I saw Jordan in February of 2020, right at the end of the football season. I don't think I saw her again until 2 years later.
When I came to Staten Island.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or was it maybe it was a year later. Like a year and a little bit more because you came for the draft. No.
Yes.
No,
No,
you didn't come for the draft. You came to just see me.
I think it was like right around your birthday, if I remember correctly. It was summer.
I
Am I
thought it was
wrong?
April.
Oh God.
But anyway, that was like the first time I physically saw Jordan since we stopped working together. Then I think the following year we started working together, so we saw each
Yeah.
other more. And then after that, we started the podcast. So we
Yeah.
tried to keep up with that. Oh, and I got engaged. So there's only a very small amount of time where we really were bad at seeing each other. So we're doing a lot better.
And granted, that was during a global pandemic. So like we're killing it, honestly. And then one day we're gonna have kids and they're gonna take over, and I'll be like, Sam, I haven't seen you in 87 years.
Yeah, literally the second that we have children, it's going to be completely different. But until then,
We can have so much fun.
so much fun. And even when we have kids, we can still have fun. It just won't be as often.
They're gonna be best friends though.
I mean, I'm assuming we will still be doing the podcast there too. It's like we'll
Dude,
never stop doing the podcast.
Co-hosts. Like, hello.
We'll never stop doing the podcast because this is just the time that Jordan and I put aside each week just to speak to one another. So we might as well record it.
It's a guaranteed 1 hour FaceTime marketed as work. Like,
no, literally. We've defeated the system.
We have work smarter, not harder.
Oh my god.
Oh my
but
god.
anyways.
Well, Sam, is there anything that you have left for me before we wrap up and start packing and getting ready for this weekend?
Oh my god. I mean, bananas insane that the NFL draft is already on its way. The fact that you said that, I was like, wait, that's next month. It's not. It's in like 3 weeks.
Yep.
No, 2.5 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I haven't even like looked at all the prospects yet. Oh my god.
I've got no money.
I've got no
prospects.
Literally me right now. All I know is Shador Sander and Travis Hunter and Abdul Carter and Cam Ward. And that's about it. So.
And you got another draft of hanging out with me and praying that we end up somehow getting a Carter.
Oh, you want Abdul Carter?
Fuck yeah, I
You
do.
think he's gonna you guys are probably gonna try and draft up for him.
We're literally at like 32. There is no chance of it happening. But Sam, he was walking around in an Eagles jersey with his name and number on the back. Like or a sweatshirt, like he wants to be an Eagle so bad. Everyone's like, dude, just pull Laramie Tunsil, throw a gas mask on, smoke a bong. Howie will take you.
I almost choked.
Yeah.
No, for real. No, I didn't know that. I did see that the Giants were interested in him, which is the only reason why I like. Yeah, I, I would just love. I want Travis Hunter at this point. That's the horse that I'm riding on.
All right. Question. Do the Giants, so you don't think they take a quarterback?
I think it depends on who's available.
Okay.
I think that they are going for the best available player right now.
Valid.
And because I'm pretty sure Cam Ward's going 1 overall. And then I don't think that the Browns are going to draft a quarterback. So it's very possible that if Shedeur Sanders is there, that they'll draft him. But also, if Travis Hunter is there, I think they'd rather take Travis Hunter over Shedeur Sanders.
This is going to be a very, very fun draft because it's very unpredictable right now.
So, and it's like, I think we're going to have a similar draft to the one in 2022 when we were together and
Yes.
we had our monumental video.
Yes.
I think it's going to be like that, where it's like we know kind of what's going on, but at the same time, we don't know what's going on at all.
No.
It's going to be, that's the most fun kinds of drafts, because when you like really know what's going to happen, you're like, oh, okay. So
no, and then we need a new Will Levis that we're just going to project at every single pick.
I was watching. I said it before. That video, that draft video, is like one of like my comfort watches.
Yes.
I turn it on every once in a while and watch it because first of all, we're so funny. Second of all, it's good content.
No, and it's the first video. Like if I open up my YouTube, it's the pinned video. So whenever I go to my channel, it just automatically starts playing every time I'm sucked into it.
Every time. And I was watching it back.
I can never normally watch myself in content. Like I have a very hard time listening to my voice.
Yes.
But
same.
for some reason, like normally it's like by the time I edit and post, I'm like, I never even want to look at this again. And for some reason that video doesn't give that energy.
Not at all. I don't know what it is about that video, but we need to recreate it this year.
100%.
Like,
make sure to follow us on all of our socials so you guys can watch it. And if you didn't watch 2022's, definitely go back and watch it. And then while you're at it, rewatch our live stream from last year. Was that 20? No, that was 2023.
Oh shit, it was 2023 because 2024 we did last year over StreamYard.
Yes.
Oh my god. Why did I think it was 2022? Did we do anything for 2022?
We're in like our individual podcast era. You did a collab with me on Sporty Jordy.
Oh. Wow. That was oh my god, that was like 4 years ago. 3 years ago.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I know. And then me and Sam did a full round 1 mock draft and wanted to literally kill ourselves.
Never again. But what I was going to say to that draft video was that I was watching it back. I brought up Will Levis every single possible moment that I could. Yes. I have no idea why. I had no connection to Will Levis. It's not like I'm not obsessed with him. Like I don't like him. He's fine, but he's just Will Levis. And like I just kept bringing him up, and literally anytime it like cut to me it was just me talking about Will Levis, and I was like, why in the world was I talking about Will Levis so much?
It was the Tequila High Noons.
I only had like 2 or 3 of them.
That's enough.
What happened? Yeah, no, it was definitely the Tequila High Noons.
Also, I
haven't had them since.
Speaking of tequila, I got hungover off 1 glass of champagne and 1 margarita.
Oh, yeah. Welcome to 27.
And I was celebrating my 27th birthday, so I felt it.
Yeah. Oh my god, I don't remember the last time I felt hungover, and it's been amazing.
God bless.
I just like I don't know what it is. I've literally been like repelling it recently.
Yes.
it's, like, weird. Like, if I'm in a setting where I have to drink, I'm like, "Ugh,
Yes.
okay."
What is that? I thought I was going crazy.
I don't know. I don't know why, but, like, legitimately recently, my body's just been like, "Don't consume that." And I'm
No.
like, "Okay."
And
It's hard.
I struggled with, like, drinking liquor anyway. Like, I was like, I didn't
Mhm.
love it. I did it when I had to feel something. But, but I didn't enjoy it. Like, there are people who enjoy they're like, "I like a vodka cran," or like, "I like a dirty martini." Like, I
Yeah.
was never like, "I drink this to get drunk." Like, that was the only thing. Like, I was like, I don't like the only thing I like is beer and wine and seltzers.
Yeah, same.
The only
I
thing.
I will say I do love margaritas. I
I love
l
yes, margaritas I do love.
I love margaritas, but, like, I don't, like, go out of my way
No.
to have them anymore. Also because back when we first started the podcast, there's, like, episode 4 or something, wherever you see me wearing my glasses was the last time I got so violently drunk that I puked so much I popped a blood vessel in my eye.
Yeah.
So,
No, but
like,
literally that was, like,
2 years
very
ago.
early on Unsolicited.
Very, very early on. It was really gross, and then that was the last time I ever got, like, violently drunk/hungover. So that's been 2 years since I've done that.
The last time that it was for me was after a wedding over the summer, and I was already drunk and looked at Brian and said, "I want a vodka cran." And he said, "You do?" Because he knows how I am. And I was like, "I do. I'm craving one. Get me one right now." And he did. And then I spent the whole next day. We had to pull into a Wawa on a Sunday afternoon in suburban New Jersey, filled with soccer kids just running around. I beeline it for the bathroom. The bathroom was packed when I got in there with children. I'm puking my brains up from the wedding the night before. And then I walk out of the bathroom and it's empty. And I was like, Brian, yeah, like I went into the bathroom and I was so busy. Thank God when I was leaving, no one was there. And he was like, no shit, no one was there. No one wanted to listen to you fucking die in the stall. Like you cleared everybody out. I was like, you're yeah.
Jordan's so excited no one's in the bathroom. Meanwhile, Jordan, the reason why no one's in the bathroom.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
I live in denial in my
Yeah,
own peace.
yeah. As you should, queen.
Thanks.
As you should. I think that's a perfect way to end this episode.
Bye. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
If you guys enjoyed this episode, make sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to us here at the YouTube channel. You heard us talking about it. We are going to be getting together. There's going to be a ton of content coming out. So make sure you follow us everywhere. At the unsolicited_podcast on TikTok and Instagram. You can find us on Twitter at Sam and Jordyn. And of course, we're also available wherever you get your audio podcasts. Sam, it was a pleasure. And I can't wait to see you in a few days.
I will see you soon. I'll see you the day this episode comes out. Bye.
Bye.